All right. It's August 3rd. It's Saturday. It's 2019. And we are responding to an email from Michael Thompson, who was, I don't remember what episode it was, but it was the one where we broke down.
48?
I guess it's episode 48. He did put it in the
Yep,
thing.
in the subject.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Michael Thompson says, I listened to this today on the road. I honestly didn't see why the crowd was that bad at all. I attached my set for context. I think my main problem was when I switched from telling jokes to trying to talk about them. They liked to just be left. They like to be just left. Jesus, they like to be just. They like.
Do you want me to read it? Do you want me to read it? I can read it. They like to be just left alone and hear material, even new stuff like the glove dip that didn't work then. When I tried to riff about them and the tour walking by at the end, it backfired, and I had a hard time going back to material and missed important punchlines that I would have liked.
Before we keep going, so I agree. I definitely agree. Basically, anytime you talked about them, they took offense to it, whether it was meant to be or not.
I don't even think it was offense. It was just like, oh, they're talking about us now, and now we got to be on the defense. And then
That's taking the defense, isn't it?
They didn't immediately try to jump down at threats once we mentioned them, but they were like, they're talking about us, now we gotta pay attention, and then most likely respond in a negative way.
Either way, Michael, I think, I don't know, do you agree? That essentially every
I agree
time.
with the first part, or sort of with the yes and no, yes and no.
Okay, which is yes and which is no?
Yes, if you just did your jokes and left them alone, then yeah, it would have been a regular mediocre set. However, it was a bad audience in particular, just because if you like normal people, when you talk to them, like hey blah blah blah, and you talk to them, they're not automatically like, oh fuck these guys, I'm gonna. Or I guess some people, I guess on the East Coast, but well, at least never mind. But they were immediately ready to be on the attack, and they had a snooty nature around them. Like they were just kind of, their very presence was condescending. Their faces was just. They didn't like us, regardless if we didn't follow them or not.
All right, then under that it says, I think maybe what Jonathan could have did better is just do his jokes. They might have been mad starting off because you basically said they weren't good enough for your jokes because they were a, quotes, bad crowd.
And you said weird crowd.
And you didn't want to burn material. You did say that. You didn't want to burn material on them like you're above them.
I am.
And you sound like Seinfeld. And the couple times he did his jokes, I think they went over well. What would you say to that, Jonathan?
No. I mean...
Jesus. No. Okay.
I think... Okay, no. I agree with... if I did material the whole time, it would have went... I feel like it would have went about as well as it went. Because I tried to talk to them, and then that eventually... If I kept focus, I think... If I kept focus on what I was saying at the time, then it would have been much better. But the fact that I wavered and I called attention to certain things, if I had the ball in my court the whole time, would have been fine. I think.
What did you just? I feel like you went all over the place.
I know. Okay, how about this?
Okay.
If I kept the ball in my court, if I kept the power the whole time, then it would have been fine.
How? When you say kept the power, what do you mean?
Didn't talk to one specifically. It didn't give him a chance to,
attack you,
speak at length.
Gotcha. Then Ren, and this is what the last part of Michael's thing. He says, Ren and Jay Calderon had good sets that night too. We went consecutively, and we compared it to a plane going down, and one of us stabilizing it, the other hopping and co-pilot, and someone going on the back and. Going in the back and getting the passengers relaxed. I think it's easy for comics to feed off of each other by saying the crowd's shitty, but I think that's an excuse. You can maybe blame a crowd that paid and supposedly came to laugh and suck, but these were just people trying to get cheap beer and have a nice summer night out and then just got attacked. I think feeding off of each other, trying to take back the room and let people stop trying to take... What? I think feeding off each other, trying to take back the room and let people have a good time happens to... What? I don't understand that sentence. Which is why I try to address the elephant in the room starting off. Go ahead, John.
I think, while though that table was just paying attention to themselves and not paying attention, the table that was paying attention, they were that one dude, both the guys. Like I remember the dude with the glasses. He was quiet for the most part. He shouted out once, I believe. But then that one fucking drunk dude, he was just being a dick and shouting out all the time. So he sucked.
Mm. Okay.
And then like,
Okay.
If someone says, "Hey, if I'm having a drink with my friends at a bar,
okay,
and that guy walks in and is like, I'm gonna do magic, guys. I'm gonna do magic tricks," I'd at least like pay attention. Like if I'm not gonna pay attention, don't talk. And if I am gonna pay attention, don't do it like I'm just judging. Like, let's see, not good enough.
Well, if the magician started talking to you and you didn't want to be spoken to, would you get annoyed?
Fair, yeah.
I think that's kind of what he said. Is that like, had we all just gone up and done I think if we had all gone on stage and no one tried to do crowd work, no one talked to them, I think it would have gone better.
I don't remember. I think I remember talking to them specifically when one person specifically when they shouted out something. I don't remember.
Well, Michael. My opinion is ultimately, I think you're right. When you say I honestly didn't see why the crowd was that bad at all, I will explain why I kind of disagree there. But I think basically, I mean, if I'm going to put words in your mouth and say that if all the comics had stuck with their material, didn't attack the audience, or didn't even really address them when we all realized they were going.
Perfect world.
Okay, all right. All right, just hearing Michael out.
Okay,
he's not here to defend himself.
He's right. He's right.
Yeah, Michael, you're right. I just really didn't like them. Like if you listen to my set, I feel like mine was fine. It was as good as it possibly could have been in that situation, at least at the skill level I'm at now. Up until I started talking about the very end when I brought up.
You started talking
to one of them.
Like, we were talking at them for a little bit while you're doing a set, but then you talked to them.
Yeah.
And then they was like, oh, this is a conversation now.
Yeah. So,
that's my boyfriend.
Yeah. So, Michael, basically, you're right. I just didn't like them. I just got petty by the end of it, and I got irritated with them.
I guess I'm also speaking from a bias that I did not like those people at all.
Yeah. Shit.
All right, crowd.
I hope we're recording still.
Shitty dude. That's about it.
All right. Well, we're ending the light early. Michael Thompson, thanks for writing in. Oh shit! Hold up. We have to. What's your new podcast idea that we're going to start doing?
Okay, so the podcast idea, because a lot of people said that the last one where we analyzed our sets was cool. So we're going to start that separate podcast, just doing that. So if you guys want to, you guys can come talk to either one of us. Me specifically, if Aaron's not there. Actually, just come talk to me.
He saw my face.
Yeah, I know.
He saw my fucking.
Come talk to me. Like, oh, I want to analyze my set. Please come with only bad sets. We don't want to suck your dick over a good set.
Yeah, bad or weird sets.
Yeah, anything that interesting or bad that happened, just if you want, bring your set in, and then we can schedule a time, and then
Yeah, talk to Jonathan about that.
Talk to me. Talk to Jonathan Cameron Times.
Okay, there we go.